There's a new program in Connecticut that is bringing art directly to students. We're so happy right now to have the co-founder and executive director of cARTie, Clare Murray, with us. cARTie, by the way, there's the word art in cARTie, very much on purpose. It's Connecticut's first and only nonprofit mobile art museum. Clare, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, Tim. I'm doing great. I am inside of the cARTie Art Museum bus right as we speak.
I can tell. That is wonderful. Please tell us all about the bus.
I love to think of it as almost an enchanted first entry point for young children into the world of museums. You can notice all around me, this is a museum designed with, by, and for young children. Everything, you notice where I am right now, everything is at a child's level. There are interactives, there are participatory materials, tactile, sensory, all of that, such that young children, especially those who would not otherwise have access to museum environments, can come aboard here and can start to feel really comfortable and welcome and invited in museum environments. And taking this further, you know, that's the building blocks for our lifelong appreciation for art,
Sure.
for museum.
Yeah, and you had emphasized this is going to kids who otherwise would not get it. I imagine necessity in this case was the mother of invention, but please tell us sort of the beginning story, the origin story of where you got the idea for cARTie.
Certainly. The origin story actually goes back to, myself and my mother. We had been volunteering at a children's museum up in Maine. I grew up here in Connecticut. My mother has worked and volunteered in and through across schools in this Fairfield County area. And the two of us were having so much fun in this children's museum environment, myself with a background in museum education, my mom with early childhood. And it's in these kinds of creative spaces that the idea that every child should have access to the kind of learning that happens in an informal environment, such as a museum, such as one too that brings the arts to bear. That's the origin story. And then it meant bringing in a big team of people and growing that.
And it just definitely fills such a good need because, as you know, when times get tough economically, art's sometimes one of the first things that gets cut from schools. But you've gone to Bridgeport, Shelton, Ansonia, New Haven, Mystic. What other stops do you have planned, if any, so far?
We have a lot planned for this 2023. Of course, first and foremost, its expansion, its capacity. We have a vision of serving all 109,000 pre-K through second grade students right across the state of Connecticut.
Great.
So that's lofty. We have this one bus. Certainly this year is a lot about strategic planning, about thinking about how can we most efficiently, effectively, making sure our program is as high quality and meaningful as it possibly can be. How can we really make an impact? So this year in particular, we're also focusing on accessibility. We will be going through some really in-depth, building upon all the diversity, equity, inclusion work we've been doing, but thinking also about how do we make this space as fully accessible as it possibly can be, and how do we make our program that as well. So stay tuned for our upcoming exhibition this year. It will be focused on the power of the language of the arts. It will be through and through inspired by an exchange between students at the American School for the Deaf here in West Hartford and students in Kenya as well from the Machakos School for the Deaf there.
That is fantastic. And I love the name cARTie because it's got art right in the middle of it, just like the bus does. Clare, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and to give us this actual look inside the bus itself. That is great.
Thank you so much, Tim. Have a great day.
Thank you.